Live from Hallandale Beach, it's Holistic Strides. Hey now, everybody. Welcome to Holistic Strides, a Start With Your Feet production. We are coming to you live on tape from my office in sunny Hallandale Beach, Florida. My name is Dr. Richard J. Rimler, otherwise known as Doc Rick, and I am one of a few holistic podiatrists in the country. I am your host of Holistic Strides, a talk show devoted to taking small but powerful steps down a path to a more holistic lifestyle with an emphasis on foot health and the start with your feet approach to wellness. This includes unique advice on supportive shoes, orthotics, exercise via high intensity interval training, organic nutrition, vitamins and supplements, and stress management. So, why should you watch or listen to my show? The short answer is to achieve better health through self empowerment with the understanding that it all starts with your feet. The idea is to add one holistic principle regularly to your life and gradually transform yourself to better health. Just take it one step at a time. I can guide you since I have undergone the same transformation. Therefore, I walk the walk. Today, I will be talking about treatment for musculoskeletal pain. But before we get to that, I want to go over what I feel is the most important thing that you can do for your health besides not smoking cigarettes: high intensity interval training, which goes by the acronym HIT. So start by picking your preferred mode of exercise, which could be walking, running, using an exercise bike, treadmill, doing jumping jacks, or swimming. Try to do this close to home for convenience. Try doing it in the morning since it only takes 10 to 12 minutes. That way, you can get it in before work or school. Here is my personal prescription for HIT. Start off with a 20-second fast velocity, followed by a 1-minute slow recovery speed, and do this for 6 intervals. In my case, I go out to the street in front of my house and I sprint for 20 seconds. Then, after the recovery portion of roughly 1 minute of slow walking, I reverse my direction and sprint for 20 seconds once again for the next interval. After doing 6 intervals at 20 seconds fast speed, then switch to 15-second fast velocity, followed by the same 1-minute slow recovery speed, and do this for 3 more intervals. Guess what? You are now done. The take home point is that the final 3 intervals must be done at a faster speed to reap the benefits, which are substantial. These health benefits include strengthening your lungs and heart, aiding in weight loss by inducing a 12-hour fat afterburn, better oxygenation for your cells, and most notably, being anti aging. Think of it as your own personal stem cell treatment given to you by yourself. I have been personally doing this technique since I first heard about it when I was age 50, and I think that this is one of the main reasons for my continued good health into my 60s. By the way, you can access a free ebook download about HIT, including my prescription, by going to my website, startwithyourfeet.com, and then you will find it in the blog section. I invite everyone to incorporate HIT into your schedule and join the Start With Your Feet and Holistic Strides family. Now, let's get on to our main topic today, which is treatment of musculoskeletal pain. So, musculoskeletal pain can consist of an arthritis, a bursitis, a tendinitis. Any of these categories are musculoskeletal pain. So, that is all caused by inflammation. And so, inflammation is the cause of 90% of disease, with the exception being viruses and tumors and things like that. The conventional anti-inflammatories that most people use, such as Advil, Aleve, Motrin, come with a myriad of side effects. Some common side effects include stomach ulcers, raising your blood pressure, taking long-term potential kidney damage. So that is why 12 years ago, I made a conscious decision to learn how to treat foot and ankle pain in a safer method. The major advantage of natural anti-inflammatories are that they address the pain with fewer side effects and also promote, as a side effect themselves, overall body health and wellness. Instead of causing a stomach ulcer, the natural anti-inflammatories actually reduce your chances of stroke and heart attack. So, isn't that a nice thing? That being said, it is still important to take these supplements under the care of a physician because they still have interactions with other medications, most notably blood thinners, and also with certain medical conditions. I invite anyone who is having a foot and ankle problem that is related to musculoskeletal pain, such as a bursitis, a tendonitis, to consider a safer approach for treating the pain. My 1-2 punch for treating musculoskeletal pain involves using a product called RheumArt, which has garlic, celery, stinging nettle, and horsetail in it. And I also employ a very strong probiotic as well. Probiotic is the healthy bacteria that lines the gut, which helps your digestion and your immune system, but people don't realize that it can also help with pain and inflammation also. After the pain is controlled, you want to look to address the cause of the problem. In my case, I'm doing a biomechanical exam on my patients and I'm going to foot type them. I'm going to categorize their foot as a flat foot or a hard foot. And then based on that, I'm going to try to get them into the proper foundation via the use of a Doctrix orthotic. With that right foundation under the foot, the right material, with a prescription in it, then you are hopefully setting yourself up for fewer musculoskeletal problems in your lower extremity, which is not only your foot, but it's also your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your lower back. If the problem is not remedied via taking the natural anti-inflammatory regularly along with the orthotic, then I'm going to look to other things that might be contributing to the problem, such as a problem with circulation, with neurologic, or with rheumatologic, such as rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia. But for the general musculoskeletal wear and tear problems that occur, I'm going to be going with a natural anti-inflammatory at a high dose initially to reduce the pain, get it under control. Then I'm going to set the patient up for a maintenance program of taking a probiotic every day. And if there are additional problems, another natural anti-inflammatory also, taking 2 natural anti-inflammatories every day. And that is going to be a way to keep the problems from returning, hopefully, as long as there are no outside factors. So what are some other natural anti-inflammatories that I use? Another one that I use is fish oil. Fish oil, though, has to be purchased at a good store, online or virtual or real, with a good brand, because a lot of the fish oils have additives, have mercury in it. So you really have to go with a very, very good brand on fish oil, and it's not something you want to get in the typical drugstore. One of the brands that I recommend is Nordic Naturals. Fish oil can reduce pain and inflammation, just like Advil and Aleve, again, without the side effects. Although that one does have an effect on your blood as far as if you're taking a blood thinner. So if you're on a blood thinner, then you can't take fish oil. Another anti-inflammatory that I recommend is curcumin or turmeric, which is the spice from curry. The problem with that one is that it does not absorb well. So usually what has to be done with that is it needs to have another product in there that enhances the bioavailability to get into the cells. And usually the two main ones that are going to be found in those products are going to be bioperine, which is black pepper, or fenugreek. So that's an herb. So that is something that needs to be in the curcumin turmeric product to get it into the cells. Otherwise, you're going to be taking something it's not going to be getting into the cells, and it won't be able to do its job. I mentioned the Rheuma Art before. That's my go-to for treating musculoskeletal pain. That's the first thing that I use unless the patient's on a blood thinner. If the patient's on a blood thinner, I'm going to start them off on a high dose of probiotic. Also, if they are on a blood thinner and we need to throw in another supplement, I can do separate celery seed extract, which does not have an effect on the blood, which to thin it out additionally. So I have a lot of things that I can use in my armamentarium as opposed to Advil, Aleve, Motrin, prescription anti-inflammatories, prednisone, and cortisone injections. So I really don't need to do any of those if I can knock it out safely with the natural anti-inflammatories. As a matter of fact, I would even go to a topical anti-inflammatory before I go with an oral that's conventional, basically due to the side effects that you get with it. So another topic that I just want to mention briefly is fibromyalgia. So that one is near and dear to me because my wife has fibromyalgia, and she was the one who influenced me to becoming a holistic podiatrist by me observing how she dealt with the problem personally when she was first diagnosed with it many years ago. She was put on 5 prescriptions, and she got off all 5 after doing lots of research and systematically started implementing dietary changes and supplement changes. And that's a multi-systemic condition similar to rheumatoid arthritis, but it mainly affects the muscles and the tendons, not the joints per se. And in a situation like that, if you have an autoimmune disease like fibromyalgia, you're going to want to take you're going to want to take a probiotic every day, but you're probably going to want to take 1 or 2 other natural anti-inflammatories regularly because you're in a constant battle against inflammation and pain. So that's going to require more things on a regular basis to try to keep flare-ups down. Now, obviously, there are a lot of other things that come into play, like drinking water and exercising and proper sleep. Going gluten-free is very important for fibromyalgia. Even dairy-free is going to be a good thing as far as uh, reducing symptoms. So you have to take a real multifaceted approach to an autoimmune disease such as fibromyalgia, and you're going to need possibly multiple natural anti-inflammatories in order to deal with it. Basically, the bottom line when it comes to musculoskeletal pain is that you want to keep inflammation down. Keeping inflammation down is going to reduce foot pain, but it's also going to reduce your chances of a stroke, heart attack, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and metabolic syndrome. For me, it is clearly a no-brainer to be doing things that are natural, that are going to keep pain down in the lower extremity, but also things that are going to give enhanced body effects, such as reducing these potential major problems from happening just by reducing inflammation in your body. For instance, when people get strokes and heart attacks, it is one of the reasons why the clots form and stick is because the inner lining of the arteries, it's called the endothelium, they get inflamed. When they're inflamed, the clots that are floating around and the cholesterol pieces that are susceptible to latching on will latch on if there's inflammation. If the inner lining of the endothelium is smooth without inflammation, even if you do have a plaque floating around in your blood, it's not going to stick. And then, therefore, it's not going to cause that cardiac event or cerebral event leading to a heart attack or a stroke. So I believe that at the very least, you're helping your feet. You're also helping the rest of your body. So that is why I'm all on board with a holistic approach. So it looks like we are out of here for today. I hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. I want to thank all of my striders for their support. I hope you guys can incorporate today's topic into your lifestyle gradually over the next month to make it a habit. Email me if you have any particular topics that you would like me to talk about on future shows. Until next time, start thinking outside the box in your approach to overall health by looking to your feet as a starting point. Walk strong and live long, my friends. See you next time on Holistic Strides.